Hello everyone, just thought I'd give you another update on how everything's going. It's been probably 4 days since I did this last, and yeah, quite a lot has happened. Been doing loads and loads of different jobs. The main one at the moment is getting rid of tents. So at the moment, accommodation is split between two main things. As I mentioned in the last video, there's containers, or ISO boxes they're called, and these big tents, UN tents. And as you can imagine, it's getting pretty cold here. It hasn't got too bad yet, but I think it'll probably get in below freezing pretty soon. And the problem with that is it's not so much the cold in the tents, but it's actually what people do to stay warm. So they end up trying to burn things that they definitely shouldn't be burning in the school. In the tents. And for that reason, last winter, they had a few deaths from people burning things they shouldn't, and then the gas is killing them. So one of the big pushes at the moment is getting rid of all the tents, so moving people out of tents into these containers. And that's not an easy job, mainly because the ISO boxes are smaller than the tents, and we try and fill them with even more people, and they don't have electricity. So that's been quite a difficult task. But it's getting there. We've moved a few people and a few families. I actually moved one family just the other day. I couldn't believe how much stuff they had. Oh, it took so long, so long to move them. But they also, actually, this tent had quite a sad story along with it too. So we moved them into the container and found that one guy was mute, couldn't talk at all. The only sound he could make was a kind of dee 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 dee. And it was so hard. So we met him once we'd moved him, he couldn't deal with the babies crying. So there was 14 in this one little container, and out of those, about 6 were little babies. And we think he has some kind of psychiatric disorder, so that every time the babies wail, it triggers him and he can't deal with it. So he'd come up to the base and be and just couldn't relay to us what was the problem. And the problem is that we can't do anything about it. Like, we could move him into a single men's place, but that's not really the place for him either. He could go in a tent by himself, but then that's way away from his family. So it's something that I'm really keen to kind of follow up on and talk to management and see if there's anything we can do. But that was a really tough thing to deal with, to just sort of say, look, I'm sorry, we're doing the best we can, but it's not good enough. But that was a really hard one. What else have I been doing though? I've been digging steps. We've got just muddy banks that we've been trying to set up new camps at. So I've been digging there, trying to improve the path. You don't get much thanks. You get children throwing rocks at you and people just walking past you going, not good, not good, not good. Like, yeah, I know, that's that's why I'm trying to fix it for you. So you don't get much thanks, but you know, that doesn't matter. Cleaning toilets is another really fun job that you get even less thanks for. 3 of us took on these toilets, and they were grim. We had, some of you may know that our dogs aren't doing very well at home, so we do get quite a few deposits around the house, that I was used to. That came in quite handy in these toilets. A bit of poo picking was involved and lots of scrubbing. I won't go into too much detail, that's probably enough. But that was one of the nicest jobs. On to something nicer. I was going to talk about languages. There's so many different languages being spoken here. I mentioned in the last video how many nationalities are here. In terms of languages, the main ones are Arabic, so I learned muskala, which is hello, and shukran, which is thank you. There's Farsi as another big one. French, so a lot of the Africans speak French, so that's been quite nice to use some of that. There's some of the kids keep shouting at me, muskala, muskala, calling me a problem. So that's a good one. And one of the only words that they all know in English is friend. So they're like, friend, my friend, hello my friend, my friend. So I think that might rub off on me when I get home. Hello, friend. But that's been quite nice. So we went to the other thing on languages was we went to a church on on Sunday, and I've never been in a place. So the guy took so long to talk about his sermon because it had to be translated into Arabic, then to Farsi, then to French. So he would talk about, I don't know, half a sentence, and then it would be translated. Oh, I nodded off a couple of times, I'm not going to lie, just because I couldn't keep up with it. But that was cool. So yeah, still everything going well. I think I've probably exhausted most of the job list. There was a few things that maybe I'll get to do in a few days' time. So there'll probably be more things to update you on. But I'm up to 5 minutes, and I'm getting the idea that it's probably a bit boring after this. So I'll stop now. But yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.